We want to change people's access around nutrition and food and their experience with living healthy.
The current model of grocery shopping and using your food stamps for ingredients is entirely broken.
Urban food deserts are a daunting problem for people who live in low-income areas with too little access to healthy food. The community grocer tackles this challenge head-on.
A food desert is an area where people are malnourished, where there's no access to fresh ingredients.
It's simply a lack of healthy, affordable, and culturally relevant food options for a household within a half-mile radius.
We started talking to people, what is their experience with food? And everyone says, well, I have food stamp benefits, EBT, but nowhere to spend it. So the only place I really get my food from is the corner store.
For items like chips and soda. And that's not a meal, and that's like far from nutrition.
The federal government prohibits people from purchasing hot and pre-made foods through food stamps. They're often used strictly for raw, unprocessed foods.
People like say, oh, well, why don't you just eat healthier? There's no option to eat healthier. It's a policy failure.
We're actually going to begin to chip away at these problems of malnutrition and heart disease and diabetes and hypertension that exist in low-income neighborhoods as a cause of stress and diet.
So we started doing research on EBT, how you can spend it, and that's kind of where TCG was born.
Why not create a new business model that puts in all the costs of a cooked meal at the point of checkout, but balances it between two separately owned and operated entities, one being a grocer and one being a nonprofit kitchen on the other side of a wall.
Once we found that fine line, that's our model, we got it approved by Harvard Food Law and Policy Clinic. We could turn fresh ingredients from a grocer with a community kitchen in the back and turn those into healthy, nutritious meals accepting EBT.
One of the most important parts of the community grocer is that in every potential neighborhood we would operate, that nonprofit kitchen in the back is run by that neighborhood's local nonprofit.
It's two separate entities, two separate spaces, but with one common mission, which is to help people and provide the resources, ingredients, and information to increase community power and health of everyone.
It isn't just kind of this parachuting in, here's the answer to your problem, move on, but a really sort of empowering model that is rooted in education and health.
It's really like bringing the voices and the desires of the people back to their own neighborhoods and democratizing our food system through a new access point to nutrition. No longer are we going to accept the status quo of junk food and chips and soda being your breakfast, lunch, or dinner, because we know we can do better.
We believe TCG is not just a model for Philadelphia, but urban food deserts across the country.